everybody. I think you all want to take a seat and listen to what Huck has to say, please.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Well, I feel the figure. I figured I can't even speak right now. I figured the fella had a little bit of rationale to him since he didn't shoot me dead. So I went and speak to him. Kimber, I know you ain't gonna be happy about that. And from what he said, I don't even know where it's at, but y'all know a town called Remington?
Yes.
So apparently he worked out some kind of deal with the sheriffs.
No, Remington belongs to Millie and Travis.
Oh, I
That's what
see.
they call their place.
Oh, I see. So it wasn't sheriffs that he worked out with. He called it insurance, but to me, he seemed to taking more of a bounty
It's
hunter type
extortion.
approach. It is extortion. It is extortion. He
It
claims he's separate from the another group of bandits. I believe they call themselves the Knights or something of that.
Dark Knight Riders.
I think it's the Dark Knight Riders or something.
Right.
They wear orange.
Okay. Well, he claims
they're
to
the
be
ones with the
separate than
orange.
them, and I guess there's no honor among bandits either because he talks quite ill of them. He seems to think that he's above that status somehow. And like I told him, I said, Jeremiah, you can't expect people that been shot at. There was a lot of bloodshed in that town, man. You can't expect people to get shot at to identify you from another bandit. Y'all all bandits, man. And
Exactly.
he
That's what I
he
said.
accepted that. He accepted that's how we people feel. You know, I don't know if he's holding a grudge outside of the fact that I told him why people feel like that. I think he realized that I told him that you were shooting a warning shot, that you just wanted to be done with it. So I believe his end goal is extortion. That's the way he presented it. And I didn't strike no deals with him for sure. I told him, I said, Jeremiah, I'm a law-abiding man. I can't cut a deal with you, man. I can't rightly pay you, you know, for anything like that. But the fact that he's hunting the others and he claims to have some sort of vendetta against them, I mean, he's trying to make money. Don't get me wrong, it's greed. But if there was a degree between bandits, I would think that he isn't as bloodthirsty as the others. I believe those groups are hunting each other actively, is the way he said. He said that was his main concern right now. So his visitation here today, I believe, was to discuss that type of extortion. And I'm not recommending. I don't know what to do in this situation. I just told him that I'd deliver the message. What he's doing for Remington, I believe, is he's charging them $5 a head per, y'all, I forgot what he said, but it's at a specific
Per week.
interval per week. All right. And that's what he's doing. He's charging them $5 a head per week, not to kill them. It's pretty
Travis,
much, and to
from the
hunt
Good
the other
Fortune
bandits.
Saloon.
Hey,
Morning.
Travis.
Howdy.
Hey, I didn't even know y'all called y'all place Remington, man.
Can you please open my
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yep,
I'm gonna check on
that'd be
the
us.
Well, y'all are the hot topic of conversation right now. I just spoke with
Oh, wow.
Jeremiah. He told me that y'all were like his credibility witnesses, so to speak, about cutting some sort of deal. I believe is he extorting y'all?
Well, yeah, maybe a little, but I don't know. I had to do what I could to keep everyone safe there.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't blame you there. I told Miss Millie that we were going to have a meeting over here tomorrow evening, so that we
Turn
can
to the Wild
discuss
West Mafia war.
options to protect the people in this community. Huck, I'm very sorry if I caused any issues, but when I heard you out there and then I heard him identify himself, all I wanted to do was get you to safety, and that's why I shot in the air like I did and asked him to get off the land, so that you could get away from him. I apologize if that caused a bunch of ruckus,
No.
but I
Kimba?
would do
No.
it again.
Kimba,
I don't
no,
care.
No.
Kimba?
That's enough now.
stop it
I know everybody
right
knows
now.
why you did it. Everybody. Everybody knows it, and now
There's
Jeremiah
no
does
need for
too.
you to apologize.
I told him what
Yeah,
was going on.
exactly.
He knows that you were just trying to protect me. I told him that's what, and he also knows that everybody's on edge. You know, if you got a gun, you're gonna shoot it. He was actually telling me about a couple of examples of people just doing dumb shit, like pulling out a bow and arrow when there was 3 of them holding them at gunpoint. I was like, well, you was just one of them. That's why she shot. And she said that she said a warning shot. And I said, I believe her because one of your pellets almost hit me, baby. You know? But I told him that.
I'm so sorry.
No, I know.
I'm
You
so
saw how I
sorry.
ducked like that? I knew when I saw the silver. I saw the red in your eye and the silver of your barrel. I just ducked down because I knew it was coming. But I all in all,
If she'd have wanted him shot, he'd have been shot.
and the same,
Oh,
and
that's
he
for
says,
sure.
and he says the same thing. If that has any validity to it, he said if he'd have wanted us dead, he'd have shot us both right there. And I'm sitting here talking to you right now without a bullet wound. So there has to be some sort of credibility to what he said. And Travis and him here, regardless of how dirty it might be, it is a proven method. So I don't know if this could be some sort of temporary situation, as nasty as it sounds, to pay that man. I'm not here to tell you that I'm
Right.
going to give him money. I'm
No,
just
no.
I'm just kind of
What-
I'm
what-
just telling
what-
everybody what happened and what
Where
I
my concern
heard.
comes in is whenever a proper town is established here, wherever that may be, whether it's not White Willow, maybe it's Remington, maybe I don't care where it's at, but when a proper town is established and we have proper law enforcement, and now we don't want to pay him anymore, then what's he going to do?
I said I'm covered by the
It's
Remington's payment, right?
Extortion. And how can I trust a man that has been terrorizing a place for a week with money to protect us?
Oh, I know.
I get it, Candace.
I know.
I
Hey,
can't
Who's
wrap my
there?
mind around it yet, but that doesn't mean that I
James
won't. I'm
Manuel.
just
I'm
very high strung right now.
Right.
All I wanted to do was
Come on in,
protect
Miranda,
you
come on in.
and protect the people around here, and that's why I want to get this meeting going. And Travis, honey, this is nothing. You do what you've got to do to protect your people. That's what you do. I mean, but I pissed that Jeremiah off, and my brother's going to be so mad about that because he said when he wrote off that I signed my death warrant. So I'm hoping like hell.
Kimba,
I don't know.
It
Oh,
ain't gonna happen.
Kimber, I talked to him. I talked to him, and I told him that you were a good friend of mine. And I said, whatever plans they had, that it's not going to happen. And he said, well, just tell her that I just came to talk. So I'm going to trust on that. I have to. And like I said, if I have any kind of influence on these at all, these folks, I'm going to do it just to save my friends. All right.
The same. Everybody's
Don't worry.
heated right now, and he knows that it was a warning shot. He ain't trying to kill you. That last threat that he told you is pretty much omitted from the conversation, from what I gathered. He's just trying to get his point across. And the man has right. He told me that he's just as scared as I am when guns come out and bullets start firing. And I don't know how he puts up with it. I wouldn't do it for a living, but that's just his way, you know. But I can tell you this, hooping and hollering when y'all see him, it's just going to get blood pressures rising and bullets are flying. So we need to try to remain calm, at least temporarily, until we figure out this law stuff. If the law ain't going to help us right now, we need to do what we need to do to defend ourselves in any way possible without any more bloodshed.
well,
Agreed.
I know I've heard this for many a year. Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. If he ain't interested in fighting God damn it.
Hear the dogs fighting in the background?
If he ain't interested in fighting and shooting and all that kind of thing, he should have never started that shit to start with.
I completely agree. I don't give claim to any honorability for that man. I mean, a bandit is a bandit and a murderer is a murderer, and we both know he's both of them. But if I had to choose the lesser of two evils, those fellas that are killing people on sight, robbing them blind, I mean, if he's trying to do something
that's true.
non-violent to get his money, hell, there's a bunch of tricksters out there that'll probably do the same thing to con you. You know, I'm not saying we already know who the man is, but even if this was a temporary measure until justice was served, I don't know any way out, you know.
Well, I mean, I see your point, Huck. I do. And I do apologize, like I said, for any ruckus that I caused. All I heard was a friend of mine in danger who been talking to a man that he had already had a confrontation with, and I reacted, and that's just me. I explode, and I recognize that Xavier is much more level-headed than I am when it comes to that kind of thing. But I will try to keep myself reserved from now on as best as I can.
Well, I know, and it's hard too, you know, Kimber. But I know composure will also help you shoot straighter. I know that, and I know it's hard in that kind of situation. But you got to think about it like this, you know, if you gonna get all riled up, you ain't gonna be able to hold that gun still. You know, you need to find out what you got to do, and you got to execute. You know, so I'm not saying it's easy. Hell, I know it's not easy. I'm scared as hell right now. I'm shaking just talking to y'all about it, the whole situation. But I do know that I'd be dead right now if he had truly malicious intent. If he just wanted to murder us at all, I believe he'd just single us out and do it. The man's just trying to get money, and as dishonorable as it is, well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like all of y'all right now. I don't know what the hell to do.
Yep.
It's good stuff today. Good stuff today.
Well, I'll tell you this. At least if I can be the eyes and ears, and kind of keep tabs, and you know, I can maybe help people save a life. Who knows? But you know, I can take advantage of
Countess, thank you for the prime time, baby.
the situation.
Appreciate you.
They seem to listen to me.
Crazy shit
So,
today, huh?
You know, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I feel like I've kind of put myself into danger, but at the same time, if it can save all your lives, and until we can figure out what to do, I'm willing to do that for everybody.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt you, ma'am, but can I ask you a question or two?
Sure.
How do you know these people in the first place?
Well, all right. Yeah, you kind of came in the middle of the story. Well, Mr. Michael and myself, we live at Riverside.
Oh, yeah?
Right where the river meets the bottom of Salvation Lake there. And we're preparing to open up the hotel. We were busy inside, you know. Oh, dear. Somebody fell asleep.
The stress
Maybe
done got
everybody
to
should
it.
You
just
need to
get
put
up
a
and
little pep in your story.
move around a little bit. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be okay. He's just
Did he just
falling
say,
asleep there.
put your pep in the story? You put him to
And,
sleep with
we
your
were just
story?
there, and all of a sudden these men, they just came walking into the
Oh
hotel
my
door
God.
with the bandanas. And the moment I seen them, I kind of backed up and I went up the back steps, and I was upstairs listening as as they were talking to Michael and Miss Vicky. And I knew that they were going to either you know, try to
Just
well,
laying
I
there
guess the
eating
worst
carpet.
thought came into my head. Probably try and rob them or kill them if they tried it. You know, to not to hand over their things. And I thought, well, I got to come up with a plan. I gotta do something to save my friends. And well, what I
Okay,
did
hold on
was
just a minute. Hold on just a
mhm.
minute. Please don't be offended because I don't mean any of it. But I
Do you
just
know if Miss Miranda
all
is in
I
town?
need to know
Awake by
is
chance?
how you got to be friends with them, so to speak, so that you feel like you can talk to them and influence their
Oh, I
ways
just
in
have
any
to
shape or form.
pay her for a horse.
I was getting right to that part. So I come down the stairs, right?
You should have said if this bandit
I
doesn't kill
The
us, your
horse
story
got, but I
will.
still have the payment right here.
Minster, that is so rude. That is awful to say, man. Hey,
There
Short.
you go.
What's happening, bub?
All right. Well, we should have a new. We're gonna try to breed a
Um,
few,
I'm
and
sorry.
maybe
I
I'll have
just
another one if you
didn't want to
ever get
overspeak.
settled enough and you come back.
Oh, there's been all
Okay,
kinds
well,
of
But just
hopefully-
speak up.
I'll have
Just
some.
speak
All
up,
right,
yeah.
all right, okay. Well, so I come down the stairs after hearing that they were hungry and they wanted
We
some
got shit
food.
to do.
So I quickly said, well,
She's rushing her.
okay,
Come on,
we've
spit it
got
out.
some finger licking fried chicken. How would you like some? And I went and grabbed
God.
some and I said, oh, it's the best Miss Izzy's finger licking fried chicken. You want it?
Story got to.
And they were like, woo yeah, give me some of that.
She's adding
and,
all kind of
so
details.
they were tasting that,
She's
and then
selling
there
her
was a
damn
little bit of
chicken.
chit-chat, and I was just trying to do something to stall.
She's selling her fucking
and,
chicken right now.
Next thing I know, the one feller, he says, well, look at this lady, and he kind of took a shine to me. And I was just like, oh, yeah, and, well, anyways, they decided to leave, but they said they were on their way to Juniper to rob the bank. And I went, oh, good Lord, there's going to be more shooting, more people getting in trouble. So
This is worse than the
I
meetings in
grabbed my bandages and my
SKLP.
doctor's bag and anything that I could, and I followed them down there. Now, I mean, Mr. Michael wanted to chase after me, and I said, no, you stay here and watch
Cobb and I
Miss
were doing the
Vicky.
please shut up
So
dance last
I
night.
went down there and ran into them and kind of made an excuse like, oh, you
Huck about
forgot
to
the
eat this
dessert
cake.
kind of thing. And then I said, well, you're not going to shoot anybody. These people are, I mean, I'm a doctor and I like to take care of people. And so I kind of, I appealed to their,
Justina.
well, I don't know how to say this, their
So
understanding
you kind
nature.
of ingratiated yourself
She's
with
just-
them, so to speak.
She's
Yes.
selling her fried chicken and everything
Yes.
right now.
And,
Okay.
So
well,
that's how she knows.
Look,
that.
people just like get to the point. Okay,
Yeah.
All right,
so what
well,
you're saying
so,
is,
That's fine.
yeah.
Ash.
oh, Millie, you aside for sore eyes. What a day. How are you doing today, Mel?
I've certainly been better, Huck.
Man,
Certainly been better.
yeah, it is. It's got quite a heavy weight in the air nowadays.
Yeah, Travis told me when he came back, sans the cares he went for, that,
Well, I got. But I'm sorry.
that for some reason they included you in our blood payment.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I was gonna say like I don't know right how I feel about that. If they're charging y'all for my safety, I mean I'm beside myself with grief knowing that y'all had to do that to protect yourself. I personally, Travis, don't take this the wrong way. I'd never make a deal with the devil, and I just feel like you made a deal with the devil on my behalf. And as guilty as my conscience is right now, I have a sense of relief. So I don't know how to feel. I guess that's what people need psychiatrists for,
To be
you know.
honest, it wasn't my first choice to have to make that deal.
Well, I mean,
I had no choice. I was surrounded by 4 bandits.
right. Yeah, I mean, and unless you get shot, I mean, you have to do what they do, and they're gonna come collect, you know. And where's it all end? You know, do you just pay them until it comes to justice, or, I mean, how does this work? I mean, every waking moment of your life, they're gonna come get payment until I guess until you're gone, or the money's gone, or they gone.
Yep. Well, I did make the payment a little bit easier on us because I offered him a case of whiskey. So
Yeah, he mentioned that.
that's it's a little bit easier to come by than
Right,
money for
than
me, it
money.
seemed.
Right.
Since I had at least 20 or 30 cases, I really wasn't that worried about it.
Right. I mean, hell, I suppose if I could bargain with the piano, I would have too.
Now that's an amusing thought.
Yeah, I mean, if I could play him, it'd be different, I suppose. But most situations like this, to tell y'all the truth, I feel quite useless, guys. I mean, I try to keep my wits about me, and I think I did good a second ago by not having Asher shot. You could tell that his temper started to rise when me and that old boy was talking, and I try to calm everybody down before anybody gets shot. I could feel the tension building between them.
Yeah, we don't know that much about Asher, but it seems he has a temper and a tendency to react before thinking.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that he might get some of us over there hurt.
Oh man. Well, I mean, if you think it's bad, is he paying you?
I'm just letting him live there for now. He's making us anti-venom and stuff like that to keep us all safe and stuff.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, you've already made one crazy deal today, Travis. I don't know how to advise you anymore, man. I'm all shook up.
I don't know.
Thanks for nothing.
I'm a little shook
Appreciate
up
the
myself.
bits.
I don't know I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I would have did in your situation either. I really don't know. I mean, the one guy, Jeremiah, seems like he's accustomed to reason, but at the same time, greed fuels him. He said himself he gets scared every time gunfights happen, but yet he still does it. He's got more bravery than me. Well, I don't know if it's bravery or courage or just a lack of sense, but he's got more of it than I got. That's for sure when it comes to guns.
I did have myself, and Millie shut herself up in her workshop, and I had shut myself up in the saloon. But from the way it was sounding, they weren't going to leave until one of us came out to talk to them.
Right.
They started pounding on the doors to my saloon and the doors. I'm pretty sure at some point they were pounding on Millie's workshop doors.
Man. Oh, I can't
I'm
imagine.
not sure, Travis. I froze. I really couldn't move. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, even in your own house, sooner or later you're going to have to leave. I mean, I don't blame you one bit, Travis, for what you did. I ain't here to judge anybody. I don't know what I'd have did in the same situation, man. When in doubt, shoot him in the face. Not like bow and arrow boy against three bandits.
I guess we'll just deal with it as it comes along.
Yeah, take it day by day. That's all we can do, right?
Yep. I mean,
We just have to hope that some of these very absentee lawmen get off their asses and do something, I guess.
I couldn't agree more. If I had it in me, I'd bounty hunt, but I just ain't got it in me, y'all. That ain't the kind of guy. I ain't got the stomach for it.
I'm not exactly what you would call intimidating, so it's certainly not the job for me.
No, I can understand that too. Although you do look quite menacing with that long gun you carry.
I bought a pistol. I got a pistol now as well.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me one of them, I believe. I got this shotgun here, and the shotgun, well, the last gunfight I got into, I got wounded, so I don't guess it did what I needed it to do. How many bounty hunters are there? Don't know.
That's all any of us can do.
Fonda was
What we
trying to
need
rally
do
him last
to
night.
survive here.
Yeah, well, maybe there'll be a rising of bounty hunters, or maybe the bandits. The way that fellow was talking, they after the other bandits too. Maybe they'll just all kill each other in one bad gunfight, and we'll never have to worry about them again. I don't know, Crossbones. I don't know.
oh, that'd be wonderful.
I don't watch a whole bunch of other streams
Sounds a
outside
bit
of the people
far-fetched,
that I know.
but I suppose.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Well, I believe I'm gonna get these prospect mines going. Get a little bit of work done. I'm still trying to get a hold of a few pieces to do some to work over there at this new office site that we're putting up for the GPS.
Did you say something, Huck?
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. This new office site that we're putting up for the GPS. I'm trying to get some building materials out there, and I'm gonna do a little bit of prospecting out here.
Oh, well, we have a store for
Yes.
you.
Oh, do y'all?
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
Over at the fish?
Oh, that.
No,
I still
over
think
here
you're
at
crazy,
Remington.
Travis.
There was okay. Those lights were turning on and off in the middle of the day. I asked a spirit to turn that light on and off, and it did it.
Really?
And no
Alright,
one was near
yes,
that
the
light.
the lights didn't make any sense, and the forges were spontaneously sparking. But I still didn't see no person hovering in the air.
I did. Me, Kaiju, and the mayor of McGavin's
They
Gulch
saw the ghost.
saw someone show up on top of Kaiju and Millie's workshop, and then just disappear.
Well, hey, were y'all at the fish in the bucket yesterday for that fella's birthday? I know how Millie feels about him, but we were all at the fish in the bucket yesterday. Y'all, the 25 of us saw ghost multiple times. I got photos.
I was sleeping at that. I heard about it. Elena, was it Elena? She was there too. She said she sang a song and the ghost listened.
I wonder. Yeah. It has to do with music. Travis, would you mind taking a little moment and me showing you what this photo looked like?
All right.
And we'll see if it's the same thing that you saw. Here, y'all, come on in. I'm sorry if the house is a little bit of a mess. Let's see here. I'm gonna put myself together a canvas really quick. There she
Well,
is.
One that I saw was not a woman.
Oh, now it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure they had a beard.
Well, not a real attractive woman then, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the second. I mean, was he all in white like that?
Yep.
Man,
At least from what I saw.
man, we have more ghosts
The
around here than
strangest
we
thing
thought.
was, we put 2 lights out with 2 signs for yes, and put yes and no on the signs. Travis tried to ask them a yes and no question, and the signs got destroyed instead.
Really? Y'all think y'all made it mad?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think it. If anyone was making it mad, it was probably me. So,
All right. So,
because I was just trying to I was asking if it was going to be if it was a nice spirit. That way,
I've been drinking
we knew
plenty.
that we were safe, but it destroyed the signs and didn't want to talk to us.
Right. And so you saw it appear out of the blue. Was there anything special you were doing, Travis, to trigger it like that? Y'all just noticed some lights turning on and off and stuff? Zone, thank you for the raid of 3.
Well, we were just sitting there talking around.
Appreciate you. Welcome, Raiders.
You know the little fire thing that we have in the center of our place? We were just talking to people around that, and then the next thing, well,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if you've seen it.
It's like a little fire pit.
Yeah, little fire pit. And then next thing I know, I start hearing something
Thank you,
behind
Zone.
me. I turn around and I see that the lights flicking on and off, and I'm just sitting there like, is anyone else seeing that? And no one else did. Then the next thing I know, the fire pit just turns on right next to me, and it scares the living daylights out of me.
What? Just spontaneously combusted right there, huh?
Yeah. And then Kaji's
When
forge
Kaiju-
turned on.
Kaiju went to go repair that mayor's tools, I think it was, and he goes to approach the forge and it just turned on by itself.
Well, dadgum. And then y'all try to communicate with it?
Yep.
Well, Travis did.
So you put 2 signs up, one with yes next to a light and one with no next to a light, and you asked it a question. What question did you ask it again?
I asked it, I started with like, spirit. Are you a nice spirit? So.
No, Travis, you said, "Are you
Oh,
evil?"
wait.
And we're like,
Oh.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh my.
And then it destroyed the signs.
Well, I guess you got your answer then.
I don't know.
So.
It destroyed the yes sign first, so I guess that could have been a yes.
Oh. I wonder. That does seem quite strange. Maybe that was its way of answering. I have no idea. I assume that if shit starts breaking, I mean, I've seen a couple mad women before, and they start breaking dishes and shit. It's when they really pissed off. If they just broke the sign clean up, you know how strong you got to be to crack a sign, man? He was probably really pissed off. Hey there.
Oh, Mr. Huck, you done scared the pants off me.
Oh, well, it's a sight for sore rather me than one of the dadgum bandits around here.
So I ran into a feller that just come off a train, and he was telling me about bandits. I ain't seen or heard nothing about it.
Oh man, it's been everywhere. People done been getting shot over there. If you want an earful, I ain't got time today, but I'd be glad to tell you some stories. If you go over there to White Willa, you better bring hell, I wish somebody would invent some sort of bulletproof suit you could put on, because it's a mess down there usually.
We were talking about a meeting place. I'll let you get on. We were talking about a meeting place for the Paranormal Society when we were up there doing that. Have we gotten anything started? I was actually about to start gathering and building a bunch of stuff for us to set up a place.
Oh man, that would be extremely helpful. That's actually what I'm doing today. I'm running these here gold mines and putting together a bunch of floors and walls and ceilings. The only thing I've got so far is a bunch of foundations, but I figure about 50 of them will probably do for the size of the building. We don't need that much besides a little table and a meeting place right now, and a lobby that we could file stuff in, and for folks to come in and make reports. Later on, I guess if it gets big enough, we'll have to have some sort of maybe like a little meeting hall. But right now, hell, we don't need a whole bunch. So I think about a 5x10 ought to suffice, you know. But how much time do we have left? 981. Couple gold nuggets here. Oh, shit, you scared the shit out of me, man. I don't know how I didn't see that deadgum horse.
Well, that's a good thing then. So assume these are yours. These are little mining blocks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw them unattended, so I thought I'd sit by until the owner came back. It was either yours or Remington's.
Oh, well, I gotta say I do appreciate that. I just went in the house because I needed to relieve myself.
That's fine.
I did, Red Zone.
Now that you're here and looking after them, I will see you later.
Well, thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate
Have
it.
a safe day.
You too. Well, I mean, he didn't rob me. What am I supposed? How do you respond to a bandit that doesn't rob you and does something nice for you? You say thank you? I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. Have a good day. I mean, I exchanged a pleasantry because he said it too. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just something I say. Oh my God. I wonder if Doc GG has any has any experience in psychiatry. He was guarding my gold mine from me. My inner bandit is showing. No.